Good evening, my friends, and welcome to my channel. I have finished the Junk Journal January prompt journal, and I thought we could do a flip through so you can see what I have done after the prompts and what's left for someone to use as a writing space. So I did a simple closure with some textile sewn on, so you can just put it around the journal and keep it together. It's quite chunky, but can still close it without problem, as it's a soft cover with some strength in it, so you can fill it up a little bit more without problems if you would like to. But as it's one signature, it always get a bit of a shape like this. So you can follow this journal and most of the pages on my channel. So if you want to go deeper in and see how I have done things, you can see a lot of tutorials in earlier recordings. So the inside is eco-dyed paper, and I have a sturdy cover with textile on the outside and paper leaves on the inside and textile also in the spine to make sure that it will hold. So then we have some pockets. We have one big one and a few smaller ones. You can put things in kind of behind this one. You have a smaller one, this one. So you also have one up here. So there are several small pockets and one big. This rose is done with some modeling paste, so you can touch it. And this is old paper from my farm from 1908. Also some old labels and papers. It's a lot of watercolor and stamping in it also. This was the last page I did with textile from an antique tablecloth with some painting and embroidery on. And then I did this letter that you can use as a writing space. So it's a copy of a Swedish old letter. So it's written in Swedish. And then I have folded it like this, so you can close it and use the back side of the letter as writing space if you would like to. Some acrylic and watercolor painting. Place for playing or writing space. Some notes. The floating envelope that we did in the beginning, with a closure and a piece of textile and a rusty paper clip, so you can put it wherever you want in the journal. Floating and movable. We have a belly band behind this one, and this is also textile, both the pocket and the rose, also from a antique tablecloth. And some labels from a book, 1822. Writing space or playing place. Piece of an antique embroidery book, I didn't want to cover that up, so I have left it. I love this old patterns. Newspaper print on paper with a lot of ads. Watercolor on the back of that. We have a flip up with a embossed pocket. This is a embossed rose, so you can feel it. And in that we have a little tag. So flip this first and then and this, so it keeps it closed. A decorated page with a smaller pocket. And this is thick eco-dyed paper. A little decoration with a seal that I did, wax seal that I did the other day. Also tutorials on that on my page or my channel. It's more the right thing to say. Writing space, antique paper with textile on the back. And we have a little tag and more textile and a curled feather. A little tag. We have a leather heart with some scribbling on. Watercolor painting and old book pages. Left the back of that old paper so you can use it however you would like to. We have a belly band on this old map, and this is from the area where I live. So it's the northern of Sweden. From the deep of my heart, we did a prompt that was depth. So I did a little hole and embroidered around it and put a little tab as a heart. Writing space, watercolor painted. Some watercolor splattered tracing paper. A tag behind a copy of an old card from 1905, also from my farm. And I have done it exactly as the card with some gold on it. Another pocket with this little cute guy. An old photo from my farm too. And then I have used some old labels and textile on the tag. More of that old wrapping paper with old print from 1885, 1865. The paper is new, but the print is old. So it's some kind of wrapping paper I have found. A textile pocket. Did I leave my card anywhere? Or there we have. So it's a side pocket from some textile I have printed on my jelly plate. Also this leaf is from a printed piece that I have put on. And the next page is this fold out envelope, and we have a pocket behind this. This is a snowdrop painting I have done with watercolor, and then I have put on some labels. I'm not sure, did I put a, no. It was just the pocket inside. I wasn't sure if I did another one, but no, one pocket. I have used old botanical pages that I have done some color swatching on, and some coffee splatter. So the back of that page, and then another watercolor painting that I have made, but this is a copy. So I took a copy of the original and put in. Another fold out where we have a pocket on this side, and we have a pocket here and some writing space on that side. And I have embroidered French knots on her hair. She have kind of decoration, some flowers in her hair, so I did some embroidery on that. And this is an antique embroidery from a old piece. And a rose I did with acrylic paint and finger painting. And these papers are also made on the jelly plate. So one of the envelopes that I have done, one of the later ones. So we have a old original antique paper from 1931 that also is eco dyed to use as writing space. It's plain on the back. And then I used one of my papers that I have painted with acrylic paint and watercolor. And then I did a little closure with one of these decorations I made with the wax seals. And I put that in another pocket with wax seals, and we have a little paper clip to hold it in place. And I have also painted and stamped on the back of that paper. And then we have this little moving windmill that we did in one of the prompt. Some writing space on the old paper. Decorated a page with some blue roses. So this is watercolor painted, and I have used some white pen to make some marks on it and some scribbling. Piece from a book, and this is an old print, so I left it. We have a curtain made from lace, and a painting that is from my kind of what could we call it, region of Sweden. Kurbits in Swedish. It's typical for this part of the country. Some embroidery on the top. Another of these decorated pages that I have done where there were white paper left. So I have used printed paper and then watercolor on top of it. And then this page with all, we have a big pocket behind this, and then we have a lot of small tags that are peeking out. So you have to kind of look for them, where they are. And you can take these out and write on them. They have different lengths, so they are a bit of hidden like this in the print. Some watercolor roses. This is just a decorated page with a lot of color and seam binding, and I did this on Yupo paper. So I tried that with acrylic inks. And Yupo paper is a paper that is kind of like plastic. It doesn't soak up the color, so the color is drying on top of the paper. There are tutorials on that too, so you can see how I did it. Textile pocket. When I revealed myself and did something totally different. I don't use these colors often. I'm a blue-brownish turquoise girl. So red and reddish colors with yellow in is not my thing. So this is a bit special. And then I have add some embroidery with dyed silk. An old pocket on textile that is eco-dyed, and then I have watercolored and inked these leaves behind it, and then put old crocheted lace to hang down with some embroidery on and some stamped text. We have some bubbles, and this is touchable, so you can feel kind of small drops and bubbles. Some paper that I have left plain, so they are playable or writable. And this is the other page of that old book paper, so I left that too. Stripes was the next prompt. So I did stripes on this side, and I did stripes on the eco-dyed paper, no, textile. So these are leaves that are printed into the textile when I cooked it on my stove. I did a watercolor painting with plastic wrap to make it look like stones. On the back of that one I have done a little watercolor painting for decoration. You can write on top of it if you would like to. And we have another piece from that old botanical book. This prompt was antique, so I took a picture of an old photo and memories and 1817 and an antique lace down here. And then I put some gesso on top of this, so you can really feel this old paint that was on the wall. I left this eco-dyed paper plain. I like it. Modern, so this is from an old magazine, so these are the original pictures from the 40s. And the mod house of Carven, Paris, have made this outfit. A piece of a friend's wedding dress. She's passed now, so this is my way to remember her, to use pieces of her wedding dress. And I know she's smiling in heaven, knowing that I'm thinking about her and using her wedding dress. Made a little heart from this doily. More writing space, eco-dyed paper, and one of these old papers that is I have put on matte medium on it. A little quick watercolor painting with some flowers and greenery. My stones that are touchable. They are 3D. I have put some wall, I think it was wall I put inside them, so they really feel like they are stones. Another of my paintings with acrylic inks and watercolors and pens on top of collage. And another play or writing space. A page painted on top of the embroidery book. Blues and gold, and this beautiful rose from a piece of textile. Or maybe not a rose, some kind of flower at least. Maybe it's some other flower. And then I used this beautiful picture to use as a writing space. And another piece of that really old lace. So the next prompt was newspaper. So I have embroidered on a piece of textile and used old pieces from a newspaper from 1944. And this is a picture of them making newspaper, and did that as a pocket and painted some roses. Botanic page with the real leaves that I have put medium on, so you can still feel them, but they are secured. And this is the same kind of plants that was printed on my jelly plate. And some antique lace. Watercolor painting. And this is a pocket behind the girl. And this was crumbled, the prompt, so I have crumbled the paper, crumbled around her, and crumbled some seam binding here. And we have another piece of this textile flowers. And the back is collaged with different old papers. And the back is left plain. You can put pockets in there if you would like to. So I'm going to put this in my Etsy shop. So as this is a bit special, I'm not going to put it on my list. So this will go into my shop. So if you're interested, check that out. Or give me a notice in my email if I haven't had to put it in, had time to put it in. So there will probably be some time tomorrow that I put it in the shop. So you have a few hours if you're interested to send me an email. So that was all for now. I hope you like it. It was a really fun project. But as always, I have so many journals, so if someone would like to use this, I think that's just fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.